Welcome to the Stevia Show. It's the Stevia Show. Helping you expand on what you know. Throw in a meme of the week and a review of the screen. And to have a show that covers everything.
Hey, Team Stevia, and welcome to episode 101 of the Stevia Show.
A talk show podcast that covers pop culture, world news, local artistry, and everything in between.
As always, this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And with us today, we have a very special guest. We have Joseph, a.k.a. Organization 13, a.k.a. YungxHalloween, a.k.a. the guy who looks like the guitarist from Rose Gold.
Hey.
So how you doing today?
What's up? What's up? I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
And also, thank you for being the reason that we had Outline and Color on. So now we get to actually thank you in person for that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I just had to hit the connect. Those are the guys. And
Yeah, that was awesome.
I messed with y'all too, so I was just like, perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, we're glad to have you finally on.
Yeah, and they did speak very highly of you. So
yeah,
because
appreciate it.
Yeah, because he also does design. I mean, we were talking about his rapping today, but he has actually done quite a bit of like posters for Outline and Color.
Yeah.
And they all look so good.
Appreciate it.
You do. You have a lot of talent in different areas. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Anytime. So for the meme of the week this week, I know I won, but I forgot what it was. So I'm just gonna.
You did win. Why'd you win? Yeah.
It must.
I can't remember.
Forget it.
Steven's crown again.
Yeah, it'll be on Instagram.
All we know is I didn't win. So.
But you also haven't posted in like.
I haven't posted
forever.
in a long time.
Yeah.
It's just been hard, you know.
It is.
I'm out here doing the grind.
Right.
Just not the meme grind. Also, bad news. I didn't watch anything new.
Yeah, but we are early in recording.
You know, and I will say, yes, we are early in recording, but I did watch The Queen's Gambit again with Matt.
Oh,
so
you
the
did?
first time
Okay.
I watched it without Matt, so I did forget about that.
Oh,
the first time I watched it without Matt,
Mhm.
and then the second time he was like, well, not the second time. He was like, I think I want to watch this. And I was like, I didn't think you're going to like it, so I just watched it without you.
Mhm.
Because it's not his typical kind of show.
He
Well,
likes
then-
the blood and the shooting. And
Well, then he started watching it and really started to love it. And so I ended up watching it
What's
again
like
with him.
the general synopsis of it?
Yeah, so the premise of Queen's Gambit is it follows a little girl's journey into becoming like the master chess champion of the whole
I thought
world.
it was chess. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, chess. But you don't
fire.
have to know about chess to watch the show because it explains it. But also, it's also about her like growing into like this grandmaster, which is like a
Gotcha,
huge thing. So if you haven't seen it, it's really great. I just talked about it already, but I do love it, and I did watch it again, but I just didn't watch anything
And
new.
it was also during a time where women weren't really like. I mean, they were of course allowed to play chess, but it wasn't like socially acceptable.
Right.
At the same time.
Yeah.
There was not in the movie it's a series. In the series it happens between like the 1950s and 60s area.
Mhm.
So so she really broke in the show. She really broke through the ceiling of women being able to play chess because
Fire.
yeah, she started like kind of secretly playing
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it
buddy.
wasn't like
Yeah.
a huge thing, you know,
Yeah.
and then it gets like better.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, secrets.
Yeah, secrets and social justice. We
Yeah.
are all about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joseph. So again, thank you so much for being on and
Thank
welcome to
y'all.
the show. So I guess to get us started, like I kind of hinted at it. You kind of do everything. So
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement in the Tulsa scene.
Yeah. That's funny that you gave me that introduction because I was just like, man, what am I gonna say? I was like, I'm just a Mexican with the internet connection, and then you named that, and I was like, oh, I do
You're
all
like,
that. I
oh
forget.
yeah, I do actually do other things.
Yeah. I play guitar and I write the lyrics for Rose Gold, and I handle all of our, our social media and all of our pretty much all of our art at this point. And then off of that, I do graphic design under Organization 13. I just had to separate that from like me as a person because I was keeping my like my personal profile more private,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of got tired of posting like my flyers on there and trying to get people to like, when I think of Instagram, I think of like these are personal updates.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I kept posting these things that weren't personal updates, and I was just like, these people probably don't care, so let me just put this separate.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to separate that a little bit, and then
So is that how Organization 13 was born?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, I got to pick a name, and I don't want to like box myself in. So if I get more homies later on, I can just add them in, and it's not just like me.
Oh,
know what I mean?
true. Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could almost like lend it to be a collective at some point if
Yeah.
it turns into that.
I don't
Okay.
that way I don't have to like I said, box myself in and just
Yeah.
think about the future a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, we didn't really think about that. The show's named after just us two, so nobody else can
Oh,
join.
no, you're good.
Right.
And if somebody left, it would be awkward. So like we
It
didn't
w- it
really think
would-
about that.
Yeah, but thankfully that's not in the plans.
If
Yeah.
anybody asks me like, well, he's team and I'm Stevia,
Yeah,
so that's
there
how
we
we
go.
named the
Okay.
show.
That's why it's that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
It's like when It's Always Sunny whenever they say Holland, like the real people are Hall and Oates, but they call him
Holland
Holland
Oates, yeah.
His first name is Holland and his last name is Oates. It's like that. Like I'm team and you're Stevie.
Yes.
Man, you know what I learned the other day?
What's
What?
that?
The Dutch are from Holland.
Yes.
I just learned that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's pretty
I'll
neat.
say just fun fact.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is a fun
Absolutely.
fact.
We dig it.
On
Yeah.
this,
And you
um,
learn something new every day. So
exactly. That was
That's
my
awesome.
that was my one for the day.
anyways, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah. So, and the reason I'm here, I also do make hip hop music.
Mhm.
And again, that kind of stems from me doing graphic design, and it stems from me being a musician in Rose Gold. A lot of that factors into what I do now. And as far as my involvement in the scene, I have my hand in a bunch of different jars, so to speak.
Mhm.
But I usually don't tell people like, yeah, I'm part of this scene or that scene. I kind of just go where I can help,
Yeah.
essentially.
Mhm.
Like with Rose Gold, I try to do what I can for like younger bands and stuff like that, and the culture and like what we can do to help people and mental health and stuff like that. The organization 13, helping people. I'm trying to like just raise the taste level of Tulsa in general,
Mhm.
and doing that along with like justice and stuff like that. Like just like, hey, here's how good photos can look at a local level. There's no excuse that you shouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
Right.
And then as YungxHalloween, I started doing hip hop because with Rose Gold, I represent 5 people,
Mhm.
and I can't say very hyper specific things about me without maybe misrepresenting like my bandmates.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I kind of want to like say these things, but I know they probably wouldn't want to say that. So let me just like do my own thing. And I've always liked hip hop, so I was like, bet, let me just do that. And so
Yeah.
Nice.
that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's a
what
really
a
good-
story.
Yeah, and that's a really good point that you say that you have, your hand in a lot of different jars because you were super involved with the Greg Robinson for Mayor campaign.
Yeah, buddy.
I know you've done stuff for our friend Kojo Asamoah Caesar for
Goat.
Congress. Yeah, he is the goat. Yeah,
He is the
yeah,
goat.
Yes.
we are stands for.
We
Kojo.
stand for Kojo.
Yeah,
Man, I
and-
haven't taken those signs down.
oh, it's sad. Yeah.
I haven't taken them down.
You haven't?
I'm
Haven't?
no,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
leaving
Keep
them
'em
up.
up. Yeah.
I'm leaving them up.
Yeah,
People need to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
They need to know how
s-
much they effed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
And, I mean, seriously, like the first Ghanaian American to ever run for Congress, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like it's just so
Fire.
it's so cool. Like that just
So
that,
cool.
that just warms my sad little heart. You know? So awesome.
So, before I move on to the next question,
Sure.
yeah, I do have a question.
What's
So,
up?
which one did you? Which one started all of it? Did any of these start all of it?
Like
Like
my
Rose
groups?
Gold,
Oh,
or 13,
so
and
the
Young Halloween. So, which one?
so Rose Gold would be
became-
first
Okay.
for sure. Rose Gold was
Just wanted to make sure my timelines were correct.
no,
on
you're
this one.
good. So Rose Gold was 2016. That stemmed from a band called Paper Planets that I was in that was 2013.
Mhm.
So that kind of just became Rose Gold in 2016. And then from there, then I started doing hip hop as YungxHalloween.
Nice.
Oh.
And then from there, once I started doing that and getting involved with the hip hop scene and helping them out with like graphic design, that started Organization 13.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay, great. I just want to make sure I was like
Get the timeline.
got the
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah.
And then another question too before we move on, because I don't think this is on here,
Mhm.
is why the name YungxHalloween?
Oh, I actually get that a lot. I really like it. I went by curfew in the early days, and it was just like too serious, and I didn't care too much. I just thought it was an interesting word, so I picked it.
Yeah.
And then I was writing. We were writing some other song, and in my verse, I called myself YungxHalloween, and I said YungxHalloween from the top rope, and that just sounded so much better and so much cooler and so much like more me.
Mhm.
And so I kind of was just like. I was like stressing myself out too much. I was like, I can't change my name. People know who I am. You know what I mean? And then I was just like, nah, I'm gonna change it. It's all good, and then I can change my Instagram and whatever. Because I didn't have it before, and so changing the name to that. It came from there's a Drake song. Oh, what's it's off. What a Time to Be Alive. He
Hmm.
says Halloween, Halloween, Taliban, Halloween, and I just him saying Halloween by itself without any context gave me like really cool imagery
You sure?
Mhm.
and really cool, like it can be like really like goofy and fun and candy, but it can also be like dark and scary. So I was
Yeah.
like, cool, that has a cool like ring to it.
Yeah, it can either be
That's actually a good
spoopy
point.
or it can be, you know,
Mhm.
Michael Myers. You know,
Exactly.
those two totally
Yeah,
separate.
that's
ways
so
to go.
true.
Yeah.
So it depends on how people like kind of interpret it. So I don't like define it by any means. It's just, you know, you can look at me and kind of decide which one
Yeah.
you feel.
Right.
Well, and that's kind of like your Twitter and stuff too, because like I'll notice you post a lot. Like I think your profile picture on Twitter is Scream. So
Yeah.
you have that. For Halloween.
Ghost face, baby.
Yeah, but then we also, but we're gonna talk about later. You also post like a whole lot of like anime stuff, which is
Yes,
a whole
sir.
lot more fun than people getting stabbed to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is cool that it kind of represents that duality. That's
Yeah,
a
he has the mix
mental
there.
note.
The
Yeah,
left
yeah,
brain, right brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that probably really, when that happened to you, it probably was super light bulb for you too because of your graphic design self. I'm sure that was like, oh, well, I could do a lot with this name. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many cool things I could put on a poster
Exactly.
for both.
Everything was just like straight off the bat.
Yeah,
light
that's
bulb.
awesome.
Nice.
So, for members of Team Stevia, can you describe your sound and who or what would be considered your main influences?
Yeah. So I do what I call ramble rap,
Okay.
which is, I guess, if you've heard of mumble rap, it's kind of similar, but it's a little more what I call jittery, and it's a little more relentless, if you will. The way I approach rap, I approach rap as if I treat my voice like a drum.
Mm-hmm.
And so if like a snare drum was on a song, I rap like that and I just put words to those hits.
Okay.
And so the way I rap isn't necessarily about the words I'm saying. Like, it's not super deep or thoughtful. I have some bars here and there, but like the way I rap is more about the delivery and how I approach like how I'm rapping, instead of just rapping like da 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 da. It's more like da 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 da. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
so I take a lot of pride in the way I deliver it, because that's the way I kind of like contribute back to the culture.
Sure.
Being a non-black POC, and the way I can kind of like differentiate myself. That's just, I talk really fast,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's the best way I learn how to kind of approach a beat.
Cool.
That is really neat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, right on. And then so for your influences with hip hop, or I mean even outside of hip hop, so what kind of fed into what kind of fed into, you know, you wanting to do more like percussive sounding hip hop and stuff like that?
Oh, so man, before I was just kind of just doing like Drake stuff, and I was just like, I'm not like that. Like, I don't have that kind of money. People don't like me like that, stuff like that. And so there's a rapper called Ski Mask the Slump God,
Mhm.
and I copied his style kind of like shot for shot for a really long time, and it was really percussive. And I like studied it, like I took notes like on my phone,
Sure.
and I like memorized every lyric. And I started to kind of pick up like where the secrets were, like using percussive letters like B, D, P, C's, you know, hard C's, hard K's. Like those really came into like fruition for me. So Ski Mask, there's a rapper named JID that I really love,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the same way. He was actually a snare drum player, and I see like myself in that.
Oh, cool.
I can play drums, but I was never like a drummer. And so JID is similar to Ski Mask, and they kind of have this faster flow that's jittery and it's kind of off kilter. Like it kind of goes, it's going to be different every time you hear it. And so they kind of have like that sound. And then as far as like subject matter and like my penmanship goes, my favorite rapper of all time is Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
His like depth is insane, and I cannot speak more to his like influence on me, not only as YungxHalloween, but just as a lyricist. It's really incredible.
Sure.
And so guys like him, guys like Pusha T, ODB, and then man, who am I missing? Oh, 2 Chainz.
Mhm.
2 Chainz. 2
Oh,
Chainz.
2 Chainz.
Because
Holla.
he's like in his 40s,
Yeah.
and like he gets away with saying ridiculous stuff, and I
Right.
love it. I love when like because all the people that are his age are too cool to make like funny jokes,
Right.
but he does, and I just like, that's how I
and
see
it like works for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, people love that.
Yeah, because like with 2 Chainz, you're not saying, bro, you're 40. Like, why are you, collaborating
Exactly.
with Fall Out Boy? Like, that's just
Yup.
like something that 2 Chainz does. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
You just let him do it.
Which
like,
is rad.
It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we kind of talked earlier about Rose Gold. So not to talk about that too much because you're here as YungxHalloween.
I don't mind.
But being a member of the art punk group Rose Gold, how does that impact your rapping at all? And do you draw inspiration from Rose Gold?
Yeah. So kind of like I said before, like it kind of stemmed from me wanting to represent like myself, like specifically, and what I wanted to do was to like kind of challenge myself because I really enjoy songwriting in general. I enjoy music and I see it as an art. And so it wasn't so much like I'm gonna break off and do hip hop. I was just like, I'm just gonna make my side project, and it just happened to be hip hop.
Sure.
But as far as like direct correlation, that's just where punk was. Punk left rock music and now it's in hip hop. Like all the people that are breaking the rules and all the people that are, you know, stage diving and all the people that are like, you know, doing stuff like independent, that's in hip hop now. Like rock doesn't really do that anymore. You know, because like nobody wants to be a rock star in rock, which is fine. That's a whole different conversation. But like, it's like the punk is like this attitude, and attitude isn't in rock music. There's still some in hardcore, and I'm not really into hardcore personally, but like, I was like, no, I like this rebellious spirit, and I like this like kind of like, I want to be braggadocious, and I want to be proud to be myself, and I want to be like, I don't want to follow these rules or these stigmas or anything like that. So I was like looking around for a genre, and I was just like, that's where punk went. So I was like, bet, let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it. That's it for you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool that you say that. It's kind of reminiscent of, so whenever NWA was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like a lot of people, a lot of people were like, oh, well, why are they
forgot
inducted?
about that.
But then Ice Cube straight up said at their induction, they said that rock and roll isn't a genre, it's an attitude, and that's why NWA belonged, which they do, belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So whenever you said that, like, you know, it was like the independence of punk and hip hop, like that just reminded me of what, you know, Ice Cube, one of the greatest of all time, what he said. Like,
look at all the kids in like hip hop that are doing it DIY. Like, look at Trunks. You know what I mean? He's doing it DIY. I'm doing it DIY. Like all the people here are doing it DIY. There's no labels or nothing.
Nope. Yeah. Speaking of Young Trunks.
Perfect segue. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You've worked with numerous individuals and bands as YungxHalloween, including some of our friends, Young Trunks, and When the Clock Strikes.
The homies.
Yeah, homies. So what is your favorite part about those features and interactions?
Man, so shout out to When the Clock Strikes for asking me to do that, because never in my life would I think they'd be like, hey, let's get a rapper on a song.
Yeah.
And I love those guys. Like, legitimately love them.
We do too. We love them.
Like, I don't just back anyone, but like I back them mad hard. Love them. It was such a funny experience because that was when I was like still doing it pretty early, and I wasn't like pushing it on nobody or anything like that. I never really push my art on people. I don't like to force it. But they approached me and they're like, hey, we want you to be on the song. And they're like, well, you rap about this anime and video games and Spider-Man. And I was like, oh man, you're right.
You're like, oh yeah, I do that.
yeah. And I was just like, shoot, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then they're doing like a Mega Man cover.
It was Mega Man.
Yeah. And they asked me to go, and I just went in, like knocked out that verse like first try, and like it was just cool because I was just like, I know they were gonna be hyped on all the references I made.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I know I could go back and be like, okay, I talked about Final Fantasy.
Right.
I probably talked about like, I don't know, like Rurouni Kenshin or something like that.
Yeah.
And I knew they would get everything. And
because they love all those things. Yeah. That's for sure probably why they called you, because they're like, you love that, we love that, let's do this.
I think that was actually around the time that we had them on the show, but they described them, at the time they described themselves as like a Tony Hawk pro skater band, and I'm like, that's just so like,
do they not anymore?
They might still.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying for sure at that time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just cool how like they incorporated like all like the video games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always nervous like trying to make those references with people, and I shouldn't be. But it's like, okay, what if I make this reference about this like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Somebody thinks that show is lame, and it's like, oh great,
it's like pop culture stuff.
The joke just didn't land,
Yeah, so. I feel that. But no, working with them was tight. I would love to do that again anytime. And then working with Trunks is just, we're just friends, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're just like buddies. Like we met through a mutual friends who were a couple. Like I went over with my girlfriend to see her friends, and Trunks and his girlfriend Folix were there.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, he raps. And then they looked at me and they're like, he raps too. And we're like, hey, what's up, man? And literally,
and that's how the bromance began.
Literally, like we just didn't like. Neither of us were like, well, like when we weren't too cool, we're like, hey man, what's up?
Right.
And just like, because we don't have like, I don't feel like we have like, as a we're DIY, so we don't have like the rapper personas. So we're just like, hey man, you rap? Cool. I rap too.
You guys are just cool.
Yeah, we played our first show together, which was really, really strange. It was at a birthday party, and he knew he was gonna play. He was doing like 3 songs, something like that. And then before he played, they're like, hey, do you want to play? And I was like,
On the spot. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, well, I had no beats with me. I've never practiced them before. After I recorded them, like I didn't do anything. Like I had never planned to play a show, and they're like, "You want to play?" Like Trunks is playing, and then I was just like, I almost didn't want to, but I was like, well, if he's playing, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do it. And yeah, we played the like, I don't know, like 15 friends at a party like 2 years ago.
Hey, that's
That's
rad,
cool
though.
though. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I don't like regret anything. It's just funny to look back on it now and be
Yeah.
like, man, I
You
was
giggle.
so unprepared.
Yeah, yeah.
It
And
was
you just
cool.
did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
why
Good for
not?
you.
It's fun.
And it's cool because like now you all can say that that's where you started, but like now you all like the last show I went to before COVID hit was the one with Young Trunks, Rose Gold, and
With
another one.
Outline,
With Outline,
Clock
that was
Strikes.
a hell of a show. That was a good last show before COVID.
Yeah.
but
In the
it's-
before times.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
cool how you all like went from sharing that stage to like now sharing the stage. At the
Yeah,
Vanguard.
buddy.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's,
at big stages. That's cool.
Yeah, I love the Vanguard, man. I
Yeah.
love playing there.
miss it. So speaking of the pandemic, and we are nailing these segues. So so kudos to all of us for doing
Yes.
that.
Yes, sir.
So what has been the biggest struggle in making music amid the pandemic?
And shoot, honestly, just like knowing, I'm more worried about my friends than anything.
Mhm.
Like the thing that's been, I'm pretty like good on like my mental health, so I always help the homies out. So like knowing that like, okay, there's a pandemic, there's a revolution going on.
Yeah.
Then seasonal depression's coming. Things aren't getting better. You know, this election didn't help. I mean, obviously
No.
we're post-election now.
Yeah.
The little pressure's
Thanks.
alleviated.
Oof.
Yeah.
But you know, like I'm like mad stressed about that, and like I think the toughest thing for me, I realized the other day, is like this is the busiest time in my life I've ever been, because I'm writing a Rose Gold album and a YungxHalloween album,
Wow.
Oh, cool.
and so
That's awesome.
those two, and just like stuff happening on my block, on my street, and like, you know, like I said, like my job, you know, my partner, like all my friends that I know are like, you know, their mental health isn't great.
Mhm.
That's been like the toughest on me, but like that's honestly kind of helped me make music a little bit more.
Sure.
And I'm very excited to kind of be on the other side of this, to kind of focus more on like adjusting to COVID as a musician. Because right now I'm just like, well, I'm gonna put this out because it's ready, and I need to get to like my friends, because like they're more important at the end of the day, like more than anything.
Mhm.
And so it's just been like the stress, I guess. And again, I'm not special to be stressed by this. Everyone is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So like making sure everyone is cool has been like my like main priority, even though I can't like reach them personally.
Mhm.
That's been weighing on me, because that's what my music's about, is about helping people. And so it's like I'm trying to live it before I go out and write it. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like
Yeah.
I think that's been the struggle. But as far as like releasing stuff, everything's been put on hold. As far as like marketing and stuff like that goes, like I know what I'm doing to an extent. There's always more to learn, but I think the toughest part is just not being able to be in a room and play shows.
Yeah.
That's probably like the simple
I
answer.
bet that's rough.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I can't have a release show. Okay, you know, I can't try to make money this way.
Right.
Because I get paid for like YungxHalloween shows, and that goes just to me.
Right.
And so like I get to keep that, and just knowing that like who's gonna be able to play once we're back, and what venues are gonna be open, and like trying to surround that. So just like the adjusting to, I'm trying to adjust to now, instead of trying to adjust to be like, oh, we'll be able to play shows in 2 months, because that's what we said 9 months ago.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's almost been a year.
Can you believe that?
I think at the beginning
weird.
of this, I think Lydia and I probably both said that by Halloween this will be over, but then we
Yeah, we were like, surely.
but then we didn't realize
October, yeah, that's like a long time ago.
But we didn't. But we overestimated Americans, and that was not. Very
Yeah, that was
good.
our number
Yeah, that
one
was our
thing we
number
should
one
not have
mistake.
done ever.
No, as soon as this hit, I was like, no, it's a wrap. I knew immediately. Like,
Yeah.
I had the same feeling that when Trump won, I was like, he's gonna win, and
Mhm.
and it happened. Like, I wasn't pissed. I didn't tell anybody, but I just knew.
Yeah.
And same thing with this. I was like, no, I was like, we're gonna tour in
Yeah.
2023, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with you. I felt that way about Trump too. Like I knew like well before election night that he was
Mhm.
gonna win. But with COVID, I was like, okay, like it's the 21st century. Like we have scientists.
Surely
you know,
we have scientists.
Right. We have all of these, but then we have, of course, anti-vaxxers. But that's a whole different.
Yeah.
conversation.
We don't need the Pastilli masks, but we just need normal masks.
Right. Exactly.
Jesus.
Can you think about if we still had to wear those like big like that's the Pastilli?
the what's it called? The
plague bands.
The plague mask.
doctors.
Plague
Yeah.
doctor, yeah. That'd be tight. I'd go on stage with one of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, you
That'd be
could
a
pull that
look.
off.
You
That
feel
would be
me?
kind of cool.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Could you imagine like trying to do this with those though? We'd have
Beak,
to go like, all the way
beak,
back. And
beak.
You would just hear this like
Yeah.
scraping against the mic.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That would be horrendous.
And like all of our beaks are probably.
Think about how many
touching.
people would be
Yeah.
so mad. They're mad about this little cloth thing they have to wear over their lips.
Oh,
Think that
God.
if they had to wear the
Jesus.
big beaks,
Oh my God.
there would be more riots, I swear.
But what's even funnier is like people in the medieval times, like they thought that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, yes, this is working. My beak
Right.
mask.
Yeah, my beak mask.
What a strange time.
And they
Yeah.
still did it.
Yeah.
And now here we are where people don't want to do it. Anyways.
Mm.
So on the other side of that, what do you think has been the biggest success you've had during this time?
Patience.
Ah,
Honestly.
good answer.
Patience has always kind of been my superpower with everything. And I don't really I don't give too much to like how time is moving without me. Like I don't like to compare myself with other people. Like, oh, well, they dropped. I got to drop. You know what I mean? I'm lucky enough to be in my own lane with the way I rap. Like no one else around here raps like me.
True.
So, sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to drop stuff, but sometimes I got to stop thinking selfishly and be like, well, let's just make a good product because at the end of the day, it's not for you because I already made it.
Right.
I'm
That's
done.
True.
My part's done. So it's
yeah,
like,
when it leaves, it's for everybody else, right?
yeah, and so it's like, okay, well, it might as well be good if I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
gonna put my name on it and say, hey, this is good. Like all the shit that I talk, I was like, I gotta back it up. So let's just make sure this is all good. Like
yeah.
make sure the content's up to par with that. So being like patient with that and just kind of like I said, trying to be ahead of the ball. Like I knew this wasn't gonna last. So I was like, cool, here's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
Here's what I want to do. Here's the videos I want to shoot. I have like a schedule. And like reaching out to y'all too
Mhm.
about like, doing like promo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So was this planned back in February?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
I could see that he's a planner
Same
for
here.
sure.
It's like a puppet master type thing. You're like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reach out to Stevia in October, November.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
I was like,
Dude, that's rad, man.
I got
Okay.
a note in my phone that probably has that on there from
Oh wow.
somewhere in
Okay.
there. Like, I'm
Oh,
always
that's
thinking
awesome.
I'm always like 2 years ahead.
Okay.
We
good.
love that.
That's rad. So you knew we were part of the plan, but we didn't.
But we
Yeah,
didn't.
nah, yeah.
Dude, that's rad. That's mysterious. I love that. That's awesome. Really, that's super cool. I dig it.
Oh,
So,
Steven.
always looking forward.
Yeah. So that's cool. So how was your sound though? So I've been listening to you for a while. So of course
Oh,
you had your
appreciate
first.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anytime you had your first few releases, Star Lord and Astro Boy.
Mhm.
So how has your sound evolved since the two of those, and or if it's kind of in the same lane, how have you added on that?
Oh, okay. So I from Astro Lord, Astro Boy and Star Lord. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're
It's okay.
Sorry, I was like, it's in like 2 years. I was like, which one's which? Those were like pretty old songs when I dropped them. Like those were like a year old, and they were like
Wow.
ready. We just didn't do anything because we didn't have any urgency or anything like that.
For sure.
So they were all really cool. Like I love the samples on it, like the Cowboy Bebop sample, the Panic
Mhm.
sample. Oh, sorry, allegedly sample. Like I love the sounds we made on it, and it was all DIY. Like my producer Pink Onyx, he produced all of it, and so like it wasn't like it was more like us just trying to do this thing for us. But what really changed, honestly, was this in 2019. I started getting more involved in the hip hop scene.
Mm-hmm.
I played like my first like show with like the main people, like everyone from like Fire and Little Africa. So like I met Steph Simon, I met First Verse, I met Tone, I met Burns, I met all the people that are like OGs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was a Sunday I went to go see all of them. They're playing some place downtown. And after the show, it was like a brewery or something like that. And so like after that was done, like all the patrons stayed in there, and then all of us just went outside to hang out because we're like, oh, we don't know if we feel comfortable here. So we went outside, and I was hanging out with my homie Scott. We were just talking, and then like all these guys come over to us, and it's all these like OG guys, and I've never met them before, and I just like finally introduced myself, and I was like, hey, my name's Joseph, or YungxHalloween, or Organization 13, whichever one you know me by. They're like, oh, that's you? I'm like, cool. And basically like we had this like they weren't like talking to me or they weren't even talking down to me, but like they were kind of just talking amongst themselves, and they would like talk to me every now and then like they kind of just started talking about like how they move as not as a collective, but like as representing Tulsa and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I remember the most is first verse. An amazing rapper. He's like, he doesn't know, but he's like sensei level to me.
Well, he knows now.
Yeah, he said
Shout out.
I was talking to him and Burns after everyone kind of left, and they're talking about how like they started the bar scene and everything. And they're like, yeah, man, like it's not really about competition. The competition starts and ends in the booth, and after that, it's about the town essentially. And I hadn't looked at it that way, and that really like affected me. And so I was like, okay, I can't be going off the wall saying like all this ridiculous stuff that's just like either impossible to do or just complete lies and stuff like that. And just like all this like really like arrogant, ignorant stuff that I was rapping about. And I was like, okay, I need to get my head on straight. I need to kind of take into consideration who I'm representing when I do this. Cause let's say for some reason I'm the one that, blows up for some reason. I don't, God forbid. And people are like, oh, that's what they sound like. It's this guy who's just saying like, I'm selling powder Sephora. Like, no, like that's not what I do. So I was like, it was just a bar that I came up with. And I just said it because I was only making music for fun. And so basically what moved from when I made Astro Boy and Star-Lord to now is that I want to say I'm more serious, but I will say it's more thoughtful. I give it a lot more thought. So like there's a lot more like I talk about, like paying your loans off and drinking smoothies, but I still talk about like anime girls, and I still talk about like driving in cars, but like a lot of the stuff that I talk about is it's a little more balanced now, you know, because I'm technically a lyrical rapper, and so what I say doesn't have to be 100% the truth, because it's kind of like fiction and nonfiction. It's entertainment, so it's just like how can I use these words and how can I rhyme each an exact syllable in like, okay, let's do this with a 4-syllable word. And so there's all these little like factors to take into it. So from moving into King of Space 2, the thought was like, I'm gonna make something that they could listen to and not really like shy away from, and not really like feel kind of awkward listening to, or like feel like embarrassed listening to. So just as much as there is like stuff for people that are like more mature and more like thoughtful in their music, I have more of that, but I also have just as much like funny stuff on there and more just like like cartoon and video game references. So like it's more balanced and it's more thoughtful, and I think that's what's really gonna be the difference here, because it's been like a year and a half maybe. So
cool.
And it's a lot of stuff now is probably more relatable to like the area and to people in general. Like,
so like
everybody knows about video games and like and there's a huge anime scene out there, so people probably love that.
There's so many like ways to go about it. Like there's so much stuff I can talk about. Like even like down to like the street that I live on. Like like people are getting shot, and like our what happened? My neighbor was like, hey, our storage doors got kicked in today, so I put a lock on them. And I was like, bet. And then like a couple days ago, the homie Jerry got shot, and like that was like the third shooting this year for us. And so like I told my girlfriend, I was like, man, I talk about shooting, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? So there's that depth to it. That's like, I'm not going out there like hurting no one, but like it's the reflection of my reality. But my other reality when I'm in my house is I'm probably just like making some vegan fried chicken, and I'm probably gonna watch Seinfeld. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like there's a lot of room now for me to express myself in kind of any way I want to, and that's what I've been doing, is just staying a little more true to myself and being a little more thoughtful with what I say.
Cool.
We love that. That's awesome. It reflects it. It's really cool. So what do you hope people experience when listening to your music?
Man, I think number one, just fun. I don't like to record or rap unless I find a new flow. So that's why I think there's more time between my releases typically. So I try to make it as entertaining as possible while I still slip in messages about like socialism and stuff like that.
Right.
Like slipping in these little things, but I try to do it in a digestible way. That's not so like so obvious and on the nose. I have to ride this really fine line because there's so many labels I'm trying to dodge.
Right.
So like I could be pegged as a fast rapper, but I don't like fast rap culture. Like all those YouTube rappers are like, yo, mumble rap sucks, and that's all they rap about. Or like, you know what I mean? Like Eminem, he's always just like, I beat your mom with a
Right.
ping pong battle. You know what I mean?
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's like fast rap. It's just like, you know, like that's the fast rap culture. I don't want to be that. And then there's like meme rap culture where it's just like people making songs for fun and like the sample's really silly, which is stuff I do too. You know, I do rap fast, and then I do rap on like I haven't dropped it yet, but like I rapped on Toxic by Britney Spears.
Oh,
Mm.
And
okay.
so it's just like, okay, I can only get away with that every now and then
Right.
just because I don't want to be labeled
you
like
have to
this.
sprinkle it in just enough. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Because if I don't, then like I'll just be written off, and I'm trying
Right.
to kind of get away from that. So like I want it to be fun. I want it to have, you know, my personality in it, and you know, I have a broad personality just as everyone else does, and trying to show that. So I hope people have fun with it, and I just hope people like can appreciate the art of it.
Cool.
Yeah. Before you go,
Oh
Steven.
no, go ahead.
So I kind of want to know what the process is.
That's a good question.
For you to create a song. So,
Oh, okay.
because I haven't really pegged, like, do you just do it and then write it down? You write it down first, or you just like get some beats and let's go.
So honestly, a lot of it starts with me drumming. Like I said, I play drums. Like
Right.
I write a lot of the drums with Rose Gold, and so a lot of the things will happen. Like, take like a breakdown for instance. It's like dun 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 dun. Or like ran to the back and I get, you know what I mean? Like I just
Oh,
put
okay.
words to that, and then I record that on my phone. I have like 600 notes on my phone of just, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I do that, and then I try to either find a beat for because I have a producer, which thank God I do. Like shout out to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, here's kind of what I'm trying to do. What's the tempo? Cool. Just write a beat to that. Or if he has a bunch of beats that he's already given me, I can kind of just scroll through and be like, okay, well this kind of matches, and we can either speed it up or keep it at the same speed, and I'll just do it that way. So a lot of it starts with me, like dun, 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 and then I'll put
Okay.
words to it later, and then I guess the other half is like me writing down little lines that I think of, like just like notes on my phone. Like in my phone, there's either like these really long verses that I thought out where like every word rhymes with the next word and so on and so forth, and then there's just like one little bar, and I'm like, cool, I can reverse engineer off that, because that's what I do for Rose Gold too. I can reverse engineer from like one line and just work from there.
That's so cool.
That's
Like,
so impressive.
I think you just blew Lydia's mind.
Yeah, the people.
Oh, shit.
I
My bad.
do need to say that the people listening can't see what my face looked like, but when he started
Yeah.
talking, my jaw dropped because I was like,
Right.
"Wait, I'm sorry, you do what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hold the phone here."
Yeah, literally, whenever he said
That's
that,
impressive.
Yeah, for sure. But whenever he said that he starts off with like basically like drum beats, and then he
Yeah.
did. I mean,
And then he just did it.
and then I can't repeat it. You were like,
Like, oh,
that was
wow.
rad. Yeah.
So do you read a lot? Do you read books?
Oh man, not as often as I like to. I'm usually
I
pretty.
just feel like he's because I've heard some of his,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and so you use words that like not normal people use sometimes, right?
Thank
Like,
you.
so it sounds like you read, or
I
maybe you have a dictionary. I don't know, thesaurus, something,
I've
or are
always-
you just that good? I don't know.
I've always had, like, since I was little, like a knack or like a passion for communication in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like even talking to, like, from how I talk to my parents to how I talk to my partner to exactly what I say in Rose Gold or exactly what I put in a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been like I've always been like super cautious about that kind of stuff. And so when it comes down to rap, obviously it's a little more silly, but like there are ways around finding a word that I want to use. So like there are certain flows that I can go back to where I know like the syllable counts, and like, okay, let's say the word like penny. Okay, like I know words that rhyme with that already.
Mhm.
So like I can just go based off that. And so when it comes down to like bigger words, something like that, it's just more about, for me, because the way, like I said, the way I rap is like a drum. That's how
Mhm.
I approach it. It's about just matching the syllables up. Like do you guys know the rapper Danny Brown?
I've heard Danny Brown.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
I'll show you one of his songs after. He's a great rapper, but his delivery puts a lot of people off. He has this really like, he doesn't yell, but he has this really abrasive, honky, like really nasal type delivery.
Yeah, it's kind of aggressive. I mean,
Yeah.
not aggressive like lyrically, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
very in your face. Yeah.
And so
Hmm.
it's funny that I was watching something on him, and he goes, people are like, why do you rap the way you rap? And he's like, oh, well, I used to play trumpet in middle school. And so
Oh.
he was like, so now I just try to do that with my voice when I rap.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's what I do.
You're like, that's what I do, but with drums.
Yeah,
This
and
is great.
And so like finding like ways to kind of work around that, or like, yeah, if I find a really long word, it's fun to me to kind of find the
To
rhyme
see
to
what
it.
like goes with it.
Yeah, because like there are some words that are like always in the back of my head, and then
Mhm.
like maybe here in like 2 weeks, like boom, I find like a rhyme that no one's ever used before. I'm like, I gotta write this down. I gotta write this down.
Right.
I gotta say
Right.
this.
Right.
And so like that kind of thing really comes down to like I just have like I said, a passion for communicating, and this is, it's spoken, so it's communication, and so
Right.
Absolutely.
it's just it's just a challenge, or it's just trying to communicate properly. So like
Yeah.
either one of those is what I'm doing when I try to rap and use certain words.
Yeah. Well, it's impressive because,
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
because I would have to read the whole dictionary to know some of the words.
Yeah.
And I'd Google, like, what does this mean?
I would have to be good at rapping before doing
Spell
any of this. Spell check.
Really, we would need to be good at, like, the drums
Right.
to really start out this.
Rhythm.
So, Joseph, what has been your favorite moment as an artist so far?
Ooh, interesting. Let's see. Honestly, okay, so it's unreleased as of now,
Okay.
but I have a song and I got 9 features on it.
Wow.
9?
And they're all from Tulsa, and they're all
Cool.
like the guys that I kind of started playing shows with, like playing at Buckingham Palace, like the guys that were playing like more alternative hip hop, like more like they would yell in their music or like scream, or like some people, like do really strange voices and intonations, stuff like that. And once I kind of started getting this idea for like a song that just has a dumb amount of features that's going to be way too long,
Mhm.
I got really excited, and I started approaching everyone, and I was just like, I kind of want to just like give back to everybody, be like, hey man, I'm doing my album, but I don't have a song I can put it on for you because like damn near every one of them has features already,
Right.
but I'm doing this one, and I kind of want to get everybody on it, and not all of them know who's on it. So like, that right now is what I'm excited for people to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that I got to pull that together, because it's like it's all the homies, and it's just like
That's pretty cool.
you don't always get to do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
I think it kind of goes
I
back
don't,
to
you hardly
being-
ever get to do it, really.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about you being like a master planner, like how
Yeah.
how like this was planned forever ago. And you said that you literally just said that like some of the people in the song don't know who else is on it,
Yeah.
but you still engineered all of that. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we're
Anytime.
excited.
Yeah, we're stoked
I
for
love
that.
things like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when that one drops.
Yeah, let
Sounds
us
that one's
know.
gonna be fun.
For sure.
Yeah, and we'll share it. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
If I missed one. What are you
It's all
looking
good.
forward to most post-COVID? Oh, did we just ask that question?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay,
No,
great.
you good.
Well, that's what he kind of answered. He was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, well, that's what I'm really excited for, but
Yeah.
continue.
Post COVID, shows really.
Yeah.
It's been difficult for me. I'm not very extroverted, or like I'm not a big socialite, so like not playing shows is cool. But I know what needs to be done. I'm not just gonna sit here and pretend like
That
shows
was
don't
a
matter.
really cool thing to say. I know what needs to be done. Oh, I love
That was
that.
kind of like a
That's-
Batman
that's
thing.
good. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
what needs to be done.
I know what needs to be done. Yeah. it's-
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, well, we have to play shows. You know what I mean? So like,
right.
it's like touring. Like I don't like traveling, but
Mhm.
we have
But
to.
you have to do
You
it.
know, and I'm not gonna sit there and complain the whole time. I mean, I will, but
Right.
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
I'm still gonna be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you show up still.
Yeah.
You might not like it,
Rule-
but you'll be there.
Exactly. Rule number 1: just show up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just shows, because I know how much they affect it. Like I said, like I have a pretty good knowledge of like how to market things, and how to get attention here or there, and that helps to a point. But I think once I'm able to meet people again, I'm
Mhm.
usually pretty good. Not like I don't like mirror personalities, but I've met so many people I can adjust to personalities really well, and
Sure.
it's easier for me to kind of meet people. Like, hey, my name's Joseph, and then later they're like, "You rap? Cool." And a lot of like my fans currently are just fans of me as a person. So like the more I can do that, the more fans I get
For sure.
for all 3, 4, 5 of my projects.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that networking is really important, and I'm looking forward to being able to kind of showcase not just like the song and stuff like that, but to showcase what's been going on beneath the surface, essentially, because it's going to be really different. And I'm interested to see, because there are people like, even people now like trying to play shows and stuff like that, and even the people months ago who were talking about the guy who ran over people on the highway didn't do anything wrong. Like there was rappers who said that, and like me and this other guy were in a group chat. We're like, hey, write all these names down. We're gonna make sure they can never play shows here again. Like there's so much changing that like I'm just interested to see what happens because a lot of people are like, yeah, once COVID's over, we're going on tour, baby. And I'm like, you think after 3 years of quarantine, you're gonna be the first pick for the 2 venues that are left?
Right.
You gotta like, you know what I mean? Like you gotta be realistic. And a lot of people are like we said, like they're not being like super realistic about what's going on right now. And so you can't really adjust because like who knows how many venues going to be there when we get back. So
right, which is sad.
Yeah, it's just really sad. And it just shows like, again, the reality of it. Because that's why I'm not playing shows now because I care about my people. You know what I mean? I care about my venue. So it's like, cool, let's just chill out for a second and then we'll get back to it.
And then so
well, and it makes the comeback more special too, because you're like, well, we waited, like this is great, and now we're safe, so let's do it. Like, and you'll probably have twice as many people there because they're excited. To see you.
And then in one of my group chats, like we've been kind of like taking notes of like which venues are doing shows, and we're like, okay, we'll be sure not to
basically,
not support them because they're just like causing people to be sick.
Like, listen, like I get it, like they own a business and this and that, and they have employees, and I get it, but at the same time, it's just like I got put out of a job too. You know what I mean? Like I had to do what I had to do, and that's just what it is. Like I wish I could have got a loan, or I wish I could have got some kind of compensation, but I didn't, and I just had to adjust. And I don't know, the character it shows is really it's really interesting to see kind of where everyone landed after the fallout of everything.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. So, and this is something that we ask, and this is something that we do ask all of our artists because it's something that I think is cool. So, if you could play a show with any artist, they don't have to be together anymore, or they don't have to be around anymore. Who would it be and why? I know it's kind of hard. So, if you need multiple, let's say you get 3 people to play a show with.
3 people including me, or 3 people and me?
Oh, dang! Asking all the hard.
Sorry, I got like
and you.
You're good. And you.
And you.
3
okay.
And you. So 4 total.
Okay, so it's a YungxHalloween show.
Yeah.
And we're playing. Okay. So, man, okay. I'm trying to think of like what would be an entertaining show, but I'm also trying to think what would be special for me.
Yeah.
Because
this is your show.
Yeah, I would say you. I would say pick what you could do special for you.
It'd be me, Lupe Fiasco, Pusha T, and then like Run the Jewels or somebody.
Oh, I love Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
That's a good lineup. Yeah. I'd be there.
That'd be hard as hell.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
I'd be hyped.
Yeah, that would be. Absolutely.
Did you want to ask this question?
No, you can ask it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is anime an inspiration for you? Your socials are filled with anime, and that is rad.
That is rad.
And that was from Steven. That's why I asked him if he wanted to say it, and then he made me say it. So
no, it's all good. No, not at all.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Literally,
Steven
like,
literally was like, wait. He was so confused.
Like,
Did you
what?
see his face?
It's
He
like
was
a Scooby-Doo type thing.
He was definitely not waiting. He was not ready for you to say.
Yeah.
He was not ready for you to say no.
I'm dropping jaws on both sides over
And
here.
also, I would like to say that his straight face was actually kind of like,
it was.
He was like, no,
oh, bro,
not really.
I go hard with the straight face.
I'm so bad at it.
I can lie like nobody's business.
Steven's the worst liar you're ever
really?
going to meet. Listen, if you want information from Steven, you'll get it very easily.
Oh, that's funny. All right, man.
We were talking about like Master of Whispers from Game of Thrones last episode. I was like, do not pick me.
I was like,
Do
I
not
would
pick
never
me.
pick Steven for Master of Whispers.
I mean, I'm not a snitch, but I'm a bad liar. Like that's
Yeah.
No. You got integrity. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Keep it. Shoot. Yeah. So, man, it's hard not to be in anime. At least for me, like, I don't know if you guys look at it this way, but like for me, we're like in the Dragon Ball Z generation. Like everyone knows who Goku is. Everyone knows who Pikachu is. You know what I mean? Like there's so many like little like these are like really big like animes to where people like don't just consider them cartoons at this point.
Right. It's part of our culture.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I kind of look at it like that way. Like I grew up just watching like Dragon Ball Z or like Cyborg 009, and I was just like I was going hard on the Gundam when I was a kid, like stuff like that. That's just been like since I was a kid.
I was just thinking. I was thinking about the other. Like had one of those moments of like, oh my gosh, I used to watch that too. And
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I think it was Zoids.
Oh, bro.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Zoids?
Yeah, okay, I know we can't touch, but I can't.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
I love Zoids, my dude.
Okay, man. I got. Okay, so I found. There's a Zoids and Spider-Man comic book.
Spider-Man's
I
your
didn't
favorite
know that.
superhero, so
I
you
do
just,
love
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Same here.
There we go.
Also, not a lot of people I feel like know about Zoids.
No, bro. Zoids is mad underrated. I got some homies.
Mad underrated. Thank you.
I got like 3 homies, and they all love Zoids. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like
That's
like,
why they're your homies.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, best friend.
Yeah.
Like the people that know Zoids is like automatic pass
It's like
for me.
it's like the opposite of that meme where it's
So
like,
basically, we're best friends now.
okay,
Let's do it. Yeah.
Like that was great.
So you just got added as the 4th homie.
There you go.
Homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that show lineup right there.
Boom.
We got Lydia. We got
Oh well, I can
Man,
talk for
okay.
about an hour.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's all I'm good at.
So now I have to add Young Halloween to my people who have wronged me list because both him and Young Trunks said that
Yes.
you would do better at a rap show than
Yes,
me,
they
which,
did.
which I don't necessarily disagree with, but just give me some credit here.
Yeah,
Come on,
I'm really
just
sorry.
messing
It's because
around.
you didn't
I'm
watch
messing around.
Zoids.
Yeah, I knew what Zoids was, but I
Listen,
didn't
if
watch
I
it.
could rewatch Zoids, I totally would. But I don't feel like I can never find it.
Man, if only you had a
I'll find you
friend who
some.
can legally obtain stuff for you.
I don't even know if it would be on that.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
Hey.
Anything's on it. Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah.
So I was driving down the street the other day.
Yeah.
And some Zoids fell off the truck. So I got you.
Okay.
So
some
Zoids-
Zoids.
so Zoids fell off the
My phone's been ringing a lot, so just
Right.
I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. I got you.
Okay, deal.
Some Zoids.
I
fell
love
off.
that. They
That's
just
rad.
they fell.
See, Lydia, that's why. That was my master plan. That's why you had to ask the question because I knew about the Zoids connection.
You're thinking like me now. You're ahead of the
Boom.
game.
Yeah.
I just hardly ever find people that know what Zoids is, so I don't really bring it up.
love
But
Zoids.
Logan and I used to sit and watch Zoids on Saturdays.
I'll try to find. I have a tons of just like anime images on my phone that I get from like Tumblr and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when I found those, I found like every single one. I just downloaded. I was just like, I gotta keep these just in case. I don't know
Just
why,
in
but
case, you
Yeah.
know, we're
I
gonna
I just got
need
like
'em.
600
I mean,
photos.
especially now, like anime is such an aesthetic, dude. Like it
It
really,
It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and I.
It's
and-
become huge too.
and-
I mean,
Yeah.
I am a simp for vaporwave. I'm a vaporwave.
Yeah, he
hype
loves
beast.
vaporwave.
But I love it whenever they do vaporwave, and then they also incorporate anime.
Yeah,
with
like the
it.
AMVs.
Yeah, the AMVs. Oh, they're so
I'm
good.
a very like aesthetically driven person. I'm very visual. I got
Mhm.
terrible eyesight, but like I'm like very visual. So like everything like I do is connected to some kind of like aesthetic choice, and I don't look at that in like a bad way because that's how everyone thinks
Right.
in general. You know what I mean? Like
oh for sure.
the dude that drives the 10-foot high truck
Oh,
with
God.
the LED headlights is he's
Yeah.
riding that because he thinks it's cool
He
and
really
he
thinks
likes
it's cool.
he wants to be represented like that, and the same way for me.
I might
Yeah.
not think it's cool when he's revving his freaking engine,
Bro,
but that's
same.
fine.
yeah.
When those
Whatever.
headlights are just in my rear view, just staring me down like Megatron, like, and
Yeah,
I
like
can't see
Megatron.
anything.
I hate that.
I can't stand it, bro. I'm
Or when they're
heated.
coming at you and you're like, turn your
You're like,
brakes off.
Right.
But
High beam,
really,
high
it's just
beam,
their
high
like
beam.
freaking truck.
And that's just the
their-
regular lights. Like,
Yeah.
And they are the same dudes who are flying the Trump flags in the back of
Oh,
their trucks.
yeah.
And I do wonder if they're going to
Yes.
fly them at half mast because they.
No, because they don't think he lost.
Right. Oh,
is
true,
the
true,
issue.
true. Yeah.
That's the real issue here. Is they don't think he lost.
They don't think COVID is real or the election. So
Yeah.
as far as they
it's
know,
all fake.
Yeah.
This is all the Truman Show.
there you go.
basically.
Oh man,
Yeah.
top 5 movie.
This
The
is
Truman
top
Show
5 for me
Is
too.
it good?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
That's top 5, baby.
Good
Lydia,
for you.
we talked about it 2 episodes ago. The Truman Show is like my 3rd favorite movie. I know we did because we
Not
we,
2 episodes ago. That
Oh,
was
it was like 3 or
a
4. It
few.
was- yeah, but whatever.
Don't say 2. 2
Okay,
episodes
whoa,
ago.
whoa, I
You
didn't-
had
Easy,
you had
easy.
some other people on the show, not me.
Yeah. Just okay. That is true.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So overall, why should people listen to Young Halloween?
Man, okay, check this out.
We're checking it out.
Okay.
We're ready.
So y'all don't gotta care about me, but I'm gonna tell you that nobody here raps like me.
Mhm.
No one sounds like me. I got my own producer, which look at all the greats. Kanye produces, Travis Scott produces, Drake has a producer, J. Cole produces, Kendrick has a producer, he produces.
Mhm.
So you do the math. You see
Boom.
what's out?
Bet.
Yeah, I approach it differently. I'm not gonna like I said, I don't really rap unless I have something to say or something a new way to say it.
Mhm.
And I'm always trying to push music forward. And that comes to not only contributing back to the culture, but also in finding new ways to deliver music, finding new ways to use the voice and use different flows and stuff like that. So if you're into stuff that's like really impressive and like kind of like fun flows, it's definitely for you. If you like stuff that's like really like sound design heavy and you like production, my stuff's definitely for you. If you are looking for someone who isn't gonna talk about beating women or saying the B word every line, my music's for you.
We love that. Thank you.
Yes.
That is why you're sitting here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You know, I mean, like my personality is just in the music. So whatever you think of me, I'm probably saying it on there. So, like I said, I think you would enjoy it. The budget is low, and I'm still killing it. And we're doing a DIY, so I think you'll like it. And if you don't, cool. Appreciate you listening.
Oh, very nice.
We love that.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So,
What's up?
you should tell us about the song we're about to stream today.
Oh, bet. Okay. So, this one is called "Wait on It," featuring an artist called Mickey Renee.
Mickey Renee is awesome.
She, I can't praise her more. She is so good. I found her. I saw like a poster of her in like a record shop, and I was like, "That's cool." Haven't seen anyone like put like a poster up. And then like I saw like her music video, and I was like, "That's a really good video. That's a really good song," and so on and so forth. And then like we ended up linking together, and like she kind of has like the same mentality as me, and she's been like grinding and working hard, but she hasn't really like found a spot here in Tulsa, because here in Tulsa people don't really care much about 808s and, you know, like hard, like crazy hype music, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. But she's an amazing artist, an amazing collaborator, and extremely professional. One thing that's been super cool, because I have a couple women on this project. They were the easiest to work with, and they got everything back to me quicker and more professionally than any guy I did.
Yeah,
we love to hear it.
That's typical for a woman, though. I would say.
No, that's the way it
As
should
a woman.
be.
Yeah.
Like I was hunting down features for like I don't know how long, but like Mickey sent me like the MP3, the wave, all the layers. She sent me her
Nice.
BMI, her ASCAP. She sent me the lyrics. She sent me like her social. Like she was like
her credit score. All
yeah,
over.
yeah. I was like
you got
her,
all the information.
her pet's first name, the street she grew up on, and I was
Yeah, what is it? Mother's maiden name.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
of that. Yeah.
like I was like she was like, let me know if you need anything else. I was like, I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, you sent me more than enough.
And also,
we love it.
It's so cool that women in hip hop are making a. I mean, not that it was ever. It should.
You wanted to say come back.
Yeah, it is a comeback, but it should have never been unpopular, is what I'm saying. And it's
Yeah.
cool that we're seeing more women in hip hop. Is basically all that I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Which is amazing, and it's cool that you are also featuring local women in
Yeah,
hip hop
yeah.
on your
Yeah,
art
10
too.
out of 10. I like for that.
she's awesome. So the song's called "Wait on It" with Mickey, and this one is probably like my most like mainstream song, and I say that as this is the song where I make the least weird noises.
Okay.
Because that's what I like to do. But this one again is this is one of the newer-ish ones, like closer to the end of the recordings, where I was a little more thoughtful. The lyrics aren't as like outrightly goofy or anything like that. And the message is a little bit easier. There's a hook where I don't just go you know what I mean? It's just like a little more laid back. It's more catchy. And when I thought, I was like, this is probably gonna be my poppiest catchy song. So I was like, I got to get Mickey on it.
Nice.
So
Heck yeah.
Cool deal. And just a heads up that we do put the songs in post, so we're gonna have a little awkward silence. I didn't tell you beforehand.
It's all good.
Yeah. So for all of Team Stevia, this is the song "Wait on It" by YungxHalloween.
Yeah. Aha. Yo. Halloween every day. Hey. Wait on it. Success don't feel right without hate on it. Yeah. Wait on it. No, I'm up next, no debate on it. Wait on it. Show them the signs and still late on it. New crystal ball with the 8 on it. Saw the future with my name on it. Wait on it. Move back, douchebag, too bad, screw back, crew whack, make a true swag. Overlap the juice and then I loop back. Now I don't know how to act on Cusack. We ain't doing beef, I don't eat no meat. Better look close, better take a peek. Secret recipe, it will never leave. They can stand my brandy heat that I never eat. Welcome to the jungle, little baby. Are we ready for the struggle, little baby? Are we ready to rumble? I'm hungry, hunted and humble. I gotta greet them in case I fumble, little baby. And don't be shy, little baby. Not a dry eye in the sky. They seen your whole life. Now it's time, little baby. Die, little baby. Better wave high, better say bye-bye, little baby. Wait on it. Success don't feel right without hate on it. Wait on it. No, I'm up next, no debate on it. Wait on it. Show them the signs, it's still late on it. New crystal ball with the 8 on it. Saw the future with my name on it. Wait on it.
Mickey, where you been at? Shit, just wait on it. Learn the hard way, don't put a date on it. The pressure to me to a dumb bitch, I was made for this. I seen the guy to me, but you an in the friends. You better ask about me, you got better friends. Too dope, benzo, when it's white like coke. And I got that shit, my Roman words are telling jokes. I'ma take that hoe and throw it on some ghosts. Supposed to hop out with YungxHalloween and take yo ho.
Love what you did with the place, it looks gorgeous. Sleeping on floors on a tour, you dormant. Of course, I'm off course to the core. I'm either vicious in verses or cordial in chorus. My head got you huge and my ego enormous. I got my own gravity for the 4 planets I'm currently keeping in orbit. Raising the roof, you think it was an orphan. What you in for? Oh, you an informant. Don't worry about me, bro. My name not important. Your girl on my seat, guess she think I'm a torrent. The condom is virus protection for torment. Slid in the organs and organs and such. Boys wanna play, but they tough at a touch. Stick on the kitty and hide from my warrants. Got bodies in my basement like I'm Eric Foreman. East. Wait on it. Success don't feel right without hate on it. Wait on it. No, I'm up next, no debate on it. Wait on it. Show them the signs, it's still late on it. You crystal ball with the 8 on it. Saw the future with my name on it. Wait on it.
And there you have it, Team Stevia.
Let's
that
go.
was Wait On It by YungxHalloween.
That was awesome.
Amazing track.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for sharing with us. So next up, Lydia, we have Stevia's sound off.
Yes, we do,
And
Steven.
for-
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, bam, 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 yeah. So Lydia, what is Stevia's sound off?
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Steven.
You're welcome.
Stevia's
Y'all are so
sound,
nice.
Stevia's sound off is a section where Team Stevia sends us questions and takes, good or bad, we don't care. And as long as they're within reason, everyone on the show will answer them. We post a weekly thread on our Instagram story and our Twitter, and we have a dedicated channel on our Discord for this section, which I will say some people took advantage of this week.
Yes.
Let's see what we have on the docket this week.
Alrighty.
So starting off with Left of the Kill Switch, who is Lakin, who you know her from 182 interviews.
Yeah, dude, Lakin,
she is so cool.
The
Yeah.
homie.
Yes.
She is a homie.
So she has a really good question.
Cool.
And that is, what is the ultimate Pokemon type? And defend your answer.
Shoot. Okay. And
While you think about that, Professor Joe, he really
his
thought
thesis,
it
yeah.
out. He like wrote a whole thesis on that.
On why ground type is the best.
Yeah.
ground type.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Is there a ground type? I thought it was just fighting or normal.
Oh no, there's ground.
There's ground now. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say psychic, but that's just because I like psychic Pokemon. Dude, I don't know if they have a weakness. I'm trying to think like what has like no
Psychic?
weakness or no resistance.
Psychic is like, isn't water?
It is weak to bug. Psychic's weak to
Bug.
bug.
Isn't that
which is
weird?
so random.
Yeah, just like
yeah,
this.
Psychic's my favorite
I
type.
don't think that
Okay,
really makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Psychic, Dark, and Steel are my favorite types.
Okay.
Can I say why?
Sure.
Of
no,
course.
but
Oh,
I said no. I'm sorry.
oh,
I was
that was
saying,
rhetorical.
yeah. I was like, I can't tell you why, but
We both thought he was just asking
Yeah.
if he could explain
I was
himself.
like,
We were
well,
like,
this
yeah,
is
of course, tell
yeah,
us.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, this is your space. Yes. That was hilarious.
what do y'all think?
So my favorite is Psychic, and that's because so growing up, well, still Alakazam's my favorite Pokemon.
All right.
But I guess if you wanted me to defend my answer, is because they have among the best special attack. So there's your
Okay.
there's your legitimate.
How about you, Lydia?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and go with my colleague, Professor Joe,
Talk to
and
him.
agree
Talk to
with agree with ground.
Ground?
Okay.
Because I feel like there's not a lot of other Pokemon that
The same
can
thing.
attack ground. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And so, if you're underground, you're in a pretty
Dig's a
good
good
spot.
move.
yeah.
Dig is a good move.
That's one of those like where in the show, like you dig can just last as long as you want. But when you're playing the game, it's like okay, this
Only
last two
one move.
turns.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like
Same with Fly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like with Fly and like
Dive.
Hyper Beam needs to recharge and
Exactly.
stuff like that. Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna say shout out Joe.
Cool.
What's up?
Archmaester Robinson asks,
Mhm.
why do you
Oh.
wrongly believe that beans belong in chili?
Beans belong in chili.
Beans belong
Okay.
in chili.
Yo, is that
That's
that
what I
your
said.
answers?
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay? As a vegan, I think beans have to be in my chili.
Oh,
So that's
boom.
my
So
answer.
Yes.
We-
So
we-
we are 3 for 3 with beans and chili, Archmaester.
yes, yeah. So we had a whole argument in our Discord about
Huge
this.
argument.
But it was him and one other person
All
who
over
were
it.
saying beans don't belong in chili. But
Well,
the
and
rest of
Blake, I
us-
think Blake was on top of it too.
Oh, he was, yeah. But basically, we all shut it down and said that beans belong in
Because
chili.
if you don't have beans and chili, then you're literally
it ruins
eating.
the structural integrity.
Well,
of the-
That's a
then
good point.
you're just eating like meat sauce.
I was
like
gonna say,
meat
isn't it
sauce.
just it's just pasta sauce at that point, right?
It's
Right.
It's spaghetti
It's
without the
spaghetti
noodles.
without
Boom. There
The
we go.
noodles, yeah.
Solved.
Solved. Boom.
Well, and
Next week on
especially if
Mythbusters.
you're
Yeah.
vegan, especially if you're vegan, then you're not you don't have any hamburger in there,
That's
so
what I'm
you're
saying.
straight up
Yeah.
just souping on some
I think when I think of
basically tomato soup.
yeah, when I think of chili, I think of beans first for some reason.
Same here.
That's because yes.
Because otherwise it is just meat and tomato paste, which
It
is
doesn't
fine.
make any
I mean,
sense.
but it's not chili.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
It's not fine.
Well,
Don't say it's fine because it's not.
but it's not chili. Like, if you want
It's not fine
If
here.
you want to eat meat and tomato paste, I don't care. Just don't call it chili.
There
That's
you
what
go.
that's what I'm saying.
Yikes.
Yeah. So Nick Midnight wants to know, what are your favorite movies?
Oh, what's up, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We just talked movie. Okay, so, I'll do like 5.
Okay.
Oh, we love a
cool.
good top 5.
Okay, this one didn't age well, but growing up, Rush Hour 2 was very important to me.
I love Rush Hour 2.
That was like my favorite movie
Listen,
growing up.
me and my
dog.
brother used to quote it all the time. We love Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3.
I have a song called Rush Hour 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Rush
gosh.
Hour 2 is the one.
You and him are becoming best friends.
Yeah, I was saying.
Yes. Have you watched Rush Hour 2?
I have, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and me just as like really like an empathetic person, I am loving seeing this. Like, this is just, yeah.
Which movie? Which one is it? It was like, do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Oh, they did that in like every single one after the first one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Gefilte fish. Okay.
Gefilte
anyways.
fish. Stewardess. Yeah, like I said, that one,
Yes.
it didn't age well. Like, it's a lot of racism in that movie, but
Oh,
when
yeah,
I could
that's
enjoy
true.
it
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah.
it was cool.
For the time.
Yeah. It was a product of its time.
Yeah.
So Rush Hour 2, probably Into the Spider-Verse after that.
Okay.
100%.
Coraline,
Coraline's so good.
go,
Oh, that's a good one.
Truman Show, and then Blade Runner.
Okay, cool. I've
Oh,
seen
Blade
all
Runner.
5 of those movies.
Yeah.
And Blade Runner was on my top 5.
Let's
too.
go.
And listen,
Yeah.
that's impressive because he doesn't watch movies.
I
I don't watch movies either. That's all the movies I've seen
Hell
right
yeah.
there.
Okay.
All the movies, every movie I've seen.
Okay.
Okay. Now, have you seen Paul Blart Mall Cop?
I would have freaked out if that was on his top 5. I would have been like, no, we're
Yeah.
done here.
Yeah.
Most of the movies I watch either involve Spider-Man or Legos. So
Okay. Dude, the Lego movie made me cry.
they're
Not even
fire.
gonna lie.
They're so good.
They are
yeah.
so good. And I will say that I watched Into the Spider-Verse, I think,
You watched
5
it a
or 6
lot. It's a
times
hell
in
of
the
a-
theater.
It's a hell of a movie, though.
Like
I
Matt
wa-
and I we just kept going.
I watch it once a week because if I don't watch like a superhero movie once a week, I turn into like a really mean person.
Oh,
Gotcha.
it's
Like,
it's your happy time.
Well, it's just like okay, I'm gonna take the personality of this movie, and it's gonna last me the 3 days I have to go to work. So
Right.
I'm gonna be nice.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like, so I just watch it once a week.
and,
Just,
and
We
then you
love
can be
that.
Miles Morales.
yeah, and then I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna be a hero today, and then instead of being like cranky or anything like that.
Love it. So speaking of Paul Blart, so this is Sam Smith from
Huh?
The Others Like Us.
Okay.
Yes, and he's obsessed with Paul Blart Mall Cop. So
Interesting.
That's why he's the one who did he left us a voice message about like why her and I were like the biggest idiots for not respecting Paul Blart, which was hilarious.
It was the
Um,
greatest voicemail I've ever received.
So he has 2 questions.
Okay.
His first one is, why does YungxHalloween look like the guitarist from Rose Gold? Big if true.
Huge if true.
Yeah.
So I see that guy all the time. I don't go to Rose Gold shows personally.
Yeah.
And he's never been to my shows as far as I know.
Weird.
But good looking guy as far as that's all I know about him.
Yeah.
Seems like a
Hell
cool
of a
guy.
guitar player too.
Yeah, he's
I
killing
really like
it.
his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of great stuff, and I maybe he'll join my organization 13 Collective.
Oh,
That could be really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get to meet him. Maybe
Okay.
we'll bring him on the show at the same time.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Cool. And then next up, he asks, what is your favorite line from your or any song?
Oh, I think of like a YungxHalloween song that I have a favorite line in. Shoot. Yeah, because it kind of goes into like, okay, is it like quotable or is it like just a funny bar?
Mm-hmm.
Because one from Rush Hour 2 is like Thor's little brother like to keep it low key. It's like low
That's
key,
good. Right.
like little things like that. That one's really fun. Oh man. Okay, I had this line in the end of Wait on It, and it's that's the last 2 lines is lick on the kitty and hide from my warrants, got bodies in my basement like I'm Eric Foreman. And it's like
Oh,
all that
nice.
70s show line. So I really like that line a lot. That's what's funny.
Oh, I do have to ask really quick.
What's up?
Sorry, Lydia. So I have to
Yeah.
ask, why in the Young Trunks feature that you're in from his album Madness, why the Bernie Mac references?
Because he's the GOAT.
He is the go. I just didn't know if there was like anything about
Well,
it. So-
What's funny about that is that I just love Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
And then I think when I send him the
R.I.P.
verse,
by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, I was just thinking. I was like, I don't think I've heard about Bernie Mac in a long time.
He's been
It's because
unfortunately
he
dead for a while.
okay.
Yeah.
Ocean
Now I know.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just watched Bernie Mac growing up, and I love that
Me
show.
too.
And so like I put that line in that song, not knowing that Trunks loved Bernie Mac too.
Okay.
And so I sent him that, and he was just like, "Dude, the Bernie Mac line," and I was just like, he's like, "I love Bernie Mac," and he's like, "I got a Bernie Mac line too." And then I listened to the album, and he has like an interview with Bernie Mac on it. I listened to it
does.
this morning too,
yeah.
and he has like a Bernie Mac, and I was just like, "Whoa, oh, cool! I didn't know like we're disconnected." And I was like, it just fit the rhyme, and I love Bernie Mac, so I put it in there. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, rest in peace to the GOAT.
That's awesome.
I had to
That
do
is
it. I had to.
Do you want to take all 6 of Steven's questions, or do you want to popcorn them?
We
Lydia?
can popcorn them.
rapid fire.
So yeah, so this is who I was referring to, who broke the Discord
Yes.
server. We have this on
Uninten-
slow mode because
unintentionally, by the way.
Yeah,
he didn't know what
unintentionally.
he was doing.
no, I think he was just really interested, and
Yeah.
so
What's
we
up,
have
Steven?
it.
Yeah.
We have it on slow mode because we don't want them to like boom, 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 boom. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
blow
yeah.
up the Discord server. Well, Steven broke it and just put it all in one long message.
Let's go, Steve.
Yeah.
So this is from Stephen Walker.
Yeah.
So what influences your art direction the most?
I, from a personal standpoint, just trying to be represented in a full way for myself, like just trying to show people the way I want to be perceived. But from like it just like, hey, here's some references. Obviously a lot of like Japanese culture and a lot of stuff like that influences my design. A lot of Swiss design. That whole like, it's really big right now. Like you'll see a lot of designers that kind of do the similar thing that I do, and it's just a style, and it's really cool. And I just really love like anything past yesterday. I could care less about. So anything that's like future, new, and cool, like I'm all about that stuff. So like a lot of it is just like, hey, like right now there's like retro design, and there's like this Swiss style that's like more futuristic and stuff like that. And I really enjoy stuff like that. So when it comes down to representing myself, I can kind of pick and choose how I'm represented by the things that I post. Because as you guys know, I'm just constantly posting just images with no context, and it at the end of the day, it just kind of comes back to how I'm viewed because they're gonna relate that to me. It could be
Sure.
like it could be a Zoid in the Spider-Man comic book and with no caption, but they'd be like, okay, well that's what he likes, and that's what goes on from there.
That's pretty
So-
cool.
Cool.
Mhm.
So next up is what does Jade Puget, is that how you pronounce it, Jade Puget, or is it Puget? Puget, thank you. Okay, so what does Jade
That's not how I would have
Puget
done
mean
that.
to you? I just know if it was like French or something like
No,
that.
no. So that's the guitarist from AFI.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did
right
just
on.
try to make that very, very fancy.
Well, I didn't know.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
either.
I was like, I
but
could be
it was-
wrong too. So
Okay. No, I know AFI. I just didn't know
Yeah,
that was their guitar.
I would have said
so,
Puget.
Okay.
Puget,
Puget.
Jadam Puget.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
So what does Jade mean to you?
Okay, so I know why Steven asked this question, but
Okay.
let me give the answer first.
Okay.
So growing up, I have an older brother. He's 2 years and 2 days older than me, and we up until I was 16, I was literally just a clone of him. I had no personality outside of what he did,
Mm-hmm.
and AFI was his favorite band. So AFI was my favorite band.
Mhm.
And I still love AFI. Don't get me wrong. I don't like disown them, but Jaden was just like a big influence on my guitar playing, like almost like indirectly.
Okay.
Like I knew I really liked him as like an AFI member, but I didn't like him as like a guitar player. Like it was like a strange kind of influence on me. But like as the further I go into music, like the kind of bands that I like, I really like bands where the guitarists have really good chemistry and carry the band. So like their bands were like Bayside, the two guitarists have really good chemistry. For You're Strong, they have really good chemistry. Block Party, really good chemistry. And then with AFI, since they only have one guitar player, he has like this chemistry with himself that's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a lot of stuff where he's really smart about how he kind of writes songs because he approaches it like, okay, we have one guitarist. I need to use every single fret, every single note, because everything needs to be big because we have one guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically doing the job of two people. And kind of when I learned that was really, really cool. But I know me and Steven have talked about it before because on the Eclipse EP, I have a guitar solo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
inspired by him. Not so much like I went to go listen to him and then I wrote it. But that's like my soloing style is very similar to his.
Okay.
And when I finished it, I was just like, oh, that kind of sounds like Pudget. And like nobody knew who that was. Like we were recording whatever. And it was kind of just for me, whatever. I sent it to myself. And then I talked to Steven about it. He was like, sounds like AFI.
Oh,
And I was
yeah,
like,
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
cool.
I was like, dude, that's so awesome. He's like,
You right. Kind of like you and Lydia with Zoids in Rush Hour too.
basically,
right?
yeah. He like caught on so quick, and because Steven's like a guitar genius, so
Dude, he's insane.
he could probably
Oh.
pluck that out of nowhere.
Steven. Wow.
Like literally every time we bring up Steven, I always have to say that my first act as Czar of the United States will be pardoning him for being illegally good at guitar. Like, dude, it's insane.
Just exile him.
Yeah, no,
He's
I
just
won't
so
exile him. I'm
good.
gonna pardon him.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay,
right,
okay. There you go.
All right.
How does one person be that good? Anyways,
I don't know.
so Steven asked again. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
his
What's
third.
up, Steven?
Yeah.
This is his third question, of 6. So we're
Yeah.
still going. Will we hear more bit crushed goodness a la slow season, or do you feel prominent effects have a limited capacity to be reused?
Was that a math problem?
I literally, I've already read this question in my head 6 times, and I do not understand it. So I'm hoping you do.
Okay, so Steven, first off, hell yeah, I'm gonna use a lot. Second, so Bit Crush is like the video game kind of sound,
Right.
Oh, okay.
and so obviously they use it a lot, and like like the beginning of Ducks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I used it for slow season in the chorus. But I only used it in that one song for the
Yeah.
entire EP. But this upcoming project that we have, I use it a lot more, but it's a different kind of Bit Crush. It's a I have a different pedal. Before I had to use a delay pedal.
Mhm.
I had to turn the time all the way down so you couldn't hear the repeats. So it
Sure.
just sounded like one signal.
Mhm.
And it was really harsh and really distorted. But this time I have like a separate pedal for that sound.
Nice.
Okay.
And I've been doing some really cool sounds with it. Like I'm really into sound design. Like I can't play as good as Steven, obviously. So I really like sound
No,
design.
you're very talented though.
Thank you. So I try to make I really care about how the sounds come about.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just like, okay, there's that 8-bit that goes after the shimmer reverb that's an octave up, and that goes with the delay, and it becomes just like, like, okay, does this sound holographic to me? You know what I mean? Does it
Yeah.
sound lavender to me? Does it sound this to me? Does it sound like this color or this word to me? And a lot of my sound personally is very like anime, video game type inspired, just like my other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
But
As a-
listen, for a
as
minute, I lost you because you were saying some things that
Oh,
I
my bad,
did
my
not
bad.
understand. No. I love it. It's just like I was like, wow, this is a lot of stuff that I just don't know about.
Yeah. And same here, because I mean, I understand. Like,
I didn't even know
very-
you use pedals.
Like,
Oh.
Here I am.
Welcome.
Like, I understand like instruments at a hobbyist level, but whenever he's like Bit Crush goodness, I'm like,
Yeah, so that's why I when I asked a question, it was like word by word because I was like, is this a typo? Because I did not
Hey,
understand
miss
it.
a letter?
But
Yeah.
I'm glad that you just explained it to me. So thank you.
So
Sure.
we kind of already answered this, so if you want to skip it, let me know. But Stephen, for
Mhm.
question 4, Stephen
Uh-huh.
part 4 asks, is there an interconnectivity or bleed to how you approach your hip hop with Rose Gold, or do you compartmentalize the two?
Okay, I answered the first part, but I can do it the other way. So like
Okay.
the way hip hop affects me as Rose Gold has been really, really cool. The way I've approached In Us We Trust came kind of after I fell off like my sad boy phase.
Mhm.
And I started realizing I was in that phase because it was just trendy and I wasn't sad anymore. And I was just like, why am I still here? And I realized I was like, oh, I'm just here because this is my personality because I attached it to these images and these, little phrases and these bands. And that's not really me. I was like, I'm over all this stuff that happened. All the things that like made me sad. And by the time I figured that out, I was really spiteful. But I was also feeling more confident and more sure of myself. And the thing that sucked was that I couldn't find any music that made me feel confident.
Mhm.
I couldn't find a band that did. So every morning I would just put on Drake and I'd feel like $1 million, you know,
Right.
and,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it. And that's all I listened to. And I could never find any music that would make me feel like, I don't know, like I can take LeBron for some reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so hip hop gave me the confidence to say, yeah, I am the best at this. Yeah, I am good at this. And you can either get mad at it or you can deal with it. But it has nothing to do with me.
Mhm.
Because that's just, I'm confident in my skills and my abilities. And that kind of bleeds into Rose Gold and what we stand for and everything like that, because I'm trying to give people a perspective that's realistic. It's not toxic positivity. There are very real, there is, sad and emotional stuff to it.
Right.
but I want people to be able to go to a rock band and feel confident.
Right.
And that's why I write lines that are so, like, let me make one thing clear. This is our year.
I love that. Right?
You feel me?
Like literally,
Yeah.
like that's whenever Gio screams that at the very beginning, it's just like, oh, it's like you could just like take on the world.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
how
You're pumped up for
and
sure.
that's how hip hop has kind of influenced that. And even the way you approach Gio's vocals, since I write the lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
I write the cadences mostly too. So it's happened before, but a lot on these newer songs, there's a lot of cadences that like are hip hop inspired because he's screaming, so there's no melody to it.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with rapping, there's not really a melody to it unless you're doing like auto tune. So it's like dun da 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 dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
that. You can do that screaming, and it's the same cadence. It's just screaming. So
Yeah.
that's kind of morphed into that.
Cool.
Love that.
Right on.
Cool.
Steven, did you take notes? Because you're the resident sad boy, so.
Yeah.
Are you?
And it's a joke because my group chat that I referenced earlier with it's me, Mike Cambiano, Blake Westerby, and Alec Beeson. We just like our group chat's just called the Sad Boys, but it's really just like us just shit posting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
24/7.
So y'all are happy.
Of course,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, they're
It's-
happy,
it's
but
just-
they
it's
call
just-
each other
we
the
just call
sad
each other
boys.
the sad
Okay.
boys. It's just a dumb.
So he's the resident sad boy today.
Well, it's
'cause-
okay to have a good life. Just don't forget that.
I know. Yeah.
Cool.
It's just a joke. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Steven, part 5. Favorite
Steven's-
horror movie?
Saw. Okay.
Okay.
We are best friends!
Dog, let's go. Hey,
Oh my gosh, I'm breaking the board right now.
Yeah.
Steven's gonna be so mad when he listens to
No,
this
it's
later.
all good. It's like,
Steven, you know the way out.
Be kidding me right
this is
now.
my house.
I've seen all the Saw movies.
Dog,
I watched
Saw.
the Saw movies when I was like 11, and one of my best, Chantel, okay, shout out Shanny.
What's up, Shan?
She used to babysit me when I was a kid. Well, then when I grew up, she was the one who would take me to the Saw movies. So
Oh,
I
shit.
saw
yeah.
3
I love stories
in the
like
movie
that.
Saw 3 is
theater
goated.
at the age of 13 or something.
It's
And
fire.
then we did back-to-back Saw 3 and Live Free or Die Trying, the one with 50 Cent.
Get rich or die trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
There you go.
Thank you. Back-to-back movie nights. Saw,
Bro.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
My dude.
Did your parents know?
They didn't know for a long time. We kept that a secret.
I'm sure they were cool with it though.
Because-
Your parents are cool.
Well, Get Rich or Die Trying is a little. Ooh,
I
that was
haven't
one.
seen that one.
Saw.
But
Saw.
I've seen Saw.
Okay,
Yeah.
but back to you. You love Saw.
Yeah, so Saw is my favorite. I'm not really sure why exactly. I really love
It
the.
just kind of messed up though
it's-
to be
but-
your favorite movie.
Well, I mean, I feel like every horror movie would be messed
Yeah,
up.
you're
That's
right.
true, right.
You're right too.
The I guess I like the kind of mystery aspect to it, and I like there's always a twist. Like, oh, like there's all this.
Yeah, you kind of never know
Yeah.
There's
until
all
the
this
end.
depth to it.
We love
And
that.
bro, I was literally talking to a homie today about Saw 2 because we were talking about tattoos, and they're like, "Well, I'm afraid of needles," and I was like, "Don't watch Saw 2.
Oh yeah.
Don't watch Saw 2."
No, when she falls in.
Bro,
when
yeah.
she
so
falls
sick.
into the freaking needles, that is
I
now
thought-
she
I thought-
comes
I
up
thought
and
she
it's
got
like.
shoved into the needles. I thought that
Yeah,
dude was
the
big.
Well,
dude
yeah,
pushes
she
her
does.
Yeah.
to get that number out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to get jigs when I get my arm tattooed. I want to get jigs on my hand.
That's cool.
Oh man,
That's rad. I am.
Do you play
loving
Call
this
of
so
Duty?
much.
I don't. I've never had a console.
Okay, so this last in Warzone
Mhm.
for Halloween they had Jigsaw
Like a skin?
in as a skin.
Oh, shit, that's tight.
yeah.
Oh,
It was
that's
freaking
cool.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
So like even now we'll be playing and you freaking see Billy Jigsaw like shooting you and you're just like
I used-
running away.
I used to have like the trilogy set that had like the jigsaw face on it. I used to
Oh,
love
yeah.
that thing.
I
It was
have
dope.
it still. I
Y'all
still have
remember
it.
DVDs?
I need to
Yeah.
get that. Who?
Yeah,
Yes,
what?
I still have
Huh?
DVDs.
Awesome.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm.
No,
Trying to
sorry
run
about,
through them.
Sorry about no. I was literally about to say like I am loving all of these like connections the two of you have, and that again it was
Well, because
intentional.
I don't have a lot of friends that know have ever seen Saw. Like
me, you, and
Matt-
Steven can hang out.
yeah,
Steven
yeah,
Walker.
Yeah.
I want to hang out. Okay.
You want to watch Saw and
I watch
Zoids
Saw,
for a couple
yeah,
nights?
why
Okay,
not?
yeah, let's do it.
I'm
He'd
down.
watch it. It's just we'd have to make him watch it.
No,
We'd have to make him sit down.
I've seen the Saw movies, but I mean, see,
Oh.
the weird thing is, if a group of friends want to watch a movie, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Steven's
bet. Okay,
down
cool.
every
it's,
time.
It's me doing it like it's me sitting down and watching a movie
By himself.
Just me. It's
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
I'd rather do anything else.
I used to hate horror movies.
Yeah.
In
I
his
was- I used to
defense,
be
too,
terrified.
Abby, his wife,
Oh, Abby is not very good.
she
She's not a
watches
good
things
movie
without
partner.
him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, which
makes me
I
laugh.
mean, I don't care.
It
is
giggles. It
funny,
makes me
though.
giggle.
And Walker loves horror movies. I know he
Oh,
and I talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I wondered because We don't. Nobody's ever asked that question before.
Now, Steven part 6, which is coincidentally like this one's kind of more up my alley,
Sure.
is what is the weirdest YouTube channel / video essays you frequent? I love video essays, so I'm stoked to hear about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, he and I love video essays.
Mhm.
When we went on that weekend run, like me and Steven were just talking about
BFFs.
literally everything we talk on Messenger, on Facebook all the time about literally the same stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you say, weirdest or like best?
He said weirdest YouTube channel / video essays that you frequent. So weirdest.
Okay, weirdest, man.
How
Okay.
too basic.
Okay, so the weirdest is I think it's called Run from the Cube.
Okay.
It is a candy dissection channel.
Yes.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. It's kind of ASMR-y a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really creepy. It's supposed to be like kid friendly. But he like dissects like a gummy rat, and it's just really strange.
It's bizarre, but you can't stop watching.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I think it's more scary as an adult.
Right.
But other than
Did you say a gummy rat?
yeah, like so like a
R-A-T?
R-A-T.
Okay, so was the rat alive?
No. So
it's like a candy.
yeah,
like,
shaped as like a gummy candy that was shaped in the shape of a
ew.
rat.
Like like those big gummy bears, like
Yeah,
the big
yeah,
ones.
yeah. But it
was
It's
a rat.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
he like cut like the head open and like took like 4 steps and took it out. And
Yeah.
like he was like,
That-
"Oh,
But you can't
Ew.
stop watching.
yeah," because the way he talks, he's like,
That's odd.
he's like, "We're getting the B-lie, G-lie, get the brain. We gotta be careful with the brain."
Right.
Like it's just creepy.
That sounds pretty weird. I would say that would win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that or Alan Tutorials was probably the
I like
other
Alan
weirdest.
tutorials.
What's
It's
that
It's
one?
weird. It's
That one's like it's not like a video essay, but it's more like a series of videos that like are basically like they were put up anonymously, and all the titles are like 324 underscore MOV. You know, like
file names.
yeah, like file names,
Oh.
and basically it's like this guy who's just kind of just like he says a word every now and then, but you kind of see him descend into like this really strange. I can't explain it. I don't know how to say it.
I'll just watch it after.
Okay, I'll
It's
send you.
weird.
I'll send you some literature.
Send me some.
And-
Send me some
And
links.
that was the 6-part Steven saga.
Thank you, Steven.
Yeah. And then
We appreciate you being
Oh.
here.
sorry, you're next.
Am I?
Yeah.
Daniel wants to know.
Ooh.
Based in.
What's up, Daniel?
Favorite song by Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay. Underrated track from Dangerous Woman. It's called Bad Decisions. It goes so hard. It reminds me of Missy Elliott. She doesn't have Missy Elliott, but she has Missy Elliott on Sweetener, which is the album after, which was kind of trash. But that one, Bad Decisions.
Bad
Okay.
decisions.
Yes.
I would
Cool.
say Seven Rings.
Okay.
7 Rings, but she stole that and she didn't get royalties from it. So I'm just
Yeah, my bridesmaids walked down to the instrumental of
That was-
Oh, really?
Seven Rings.
That's fire.
Because
Yeah.
it's like the instrumental is
It
like,
was-
if you just listen to like the
It was a
beats,
cool
it's
walk-in
pretty
song.
cool.
It was a
Yeah.
great walk-in
Yeah.
song.
No, yeah, AG is my number one.
So Bad Decisions. Okay.
Cool. Right
Bad
on.
Decision. I'll have to.
And then
Remember that one.
finally, not this isn't the final question,
It's all
but this is the final person. So Mike Cambiano, one of the 4 sad boys.
One of 4.
Yeah, he wants to know first, what is your favorite guitar pedal?
Pedal. Pooh, I probably shouldn't blow into the mic.
It's okay. I already screamed into it a few times
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Steven's gonna be pissed when
no,
he goes
it's
back.
all good. It's all good.
I'm just really hoping I don't say Lydia's favorite guitar pedal.
Listen, I didn't even know guitars had pedals
Okay.
until right now. So
You pick like this like extremely random one. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my god!
I'm like,
yes.
no.
I don't know if I have a specific this specific pedal, but delay pedals are definitely my favorite.
Okay.
I use the Boss series, which Boss is like the number one pedal brand. Like they're probably not number one in like most boutique or quality, but they're really good. They're quality. They're durable. And I like using Boss pedals because I like digital effects. Like there's digital and there's analog. Analog is like the old sound, and I'm like, I don't want to sound old. So I use like the digital stuff. And I really like Boss specifically for my delays. I have a DD500, which has 3 delays on it, but I have another one that's a DD5 that I use a lot of glitch stuff on. But I like Boss because this is the way I think about it. If I'm on tour and I have like this like really boutique pedal that there's only 3 of them made in the world, and that breaks.
Why would you want to stomp on it? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was like, if that breaks and that's like a crucial part of the song, I'm not gonna find that pedal.
Right.
But if one of my Boss pedals breaks, I can walk into any Best Buy, Guitar Center, whatever,
Right.
and buy that exact same pedal, and we'll be good. So I'd say delay pedals.
Okay.
So for those playing at home, explain to somebody what a guitar pedal would do,
Okay.
or how
Pedals
it
are
works,
cool.
or where it's at located.
Yeah, okay.
What goes
Yeah.
on?
So pedals are really really cool. I'm more of like a synth player trapped in a guitar player's body.
Mm-hmm.
So they put the effects on your guitar signal. So you know what a guitar sounds like just normally, or like an acoustic.
Yeah.
The things that make them distort or echo or make them sound really airy or like they're in a certain room are pedals. And so you stomp on them to activate them, like what he has there. And they create a different sound and they affect your signal a certain way. So like with delay, it'll make it echo.
Oh.
So
That's how they do that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're super cool.
So
wow.
so
So
Steven,
you have like 6 pedals.
I have,
A lot.
Yeah, so I have like my pedal board and it has like 6 to 8. Steven has like a multi thing, like his is way more advanced where he has like presets and stuff like that.
I guess I just have never paid attention to things like that.
Yeah, so you'll notice like on shows, like whenever like a guitar player will like walk up to the front usually, and then like they'll click their foot down.
Yeah.
They're either turning a pedal on or off, and then they have it in a chain. So like kind of like whenever we edit audio, we do like our EQ, our compressor, and our gate.
Yeah.
Like, it all goes in a certain order. Pedals are the same way.
Yeah.
And then you have a board much like this,
Right.
but it's instead of like these buttons controlling our mics, it's like, okay, he'll have wah, which makes the guitar go wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. Yeah.
Oh.
So pedals are cool.
Yeah, pedals are cool. So it's like, especially
That's
when
really
like,
cool.
especially if you're learning about them, it's like also interesting because it's like not only you have to memorize all these songs and the notes and when they go and whatever,
Right.
but you also got to hit these pedals because for me, I'm spinning
Yeah.
I'm spinning 720 and then I'm gonna hit my delay pedal and then go right back to it.
Right.
And that's the fun part.
Awesome.
Impressive.
And then the final question that we
What's up?
have, boom, is from Mike. And what is your current skincare routine?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So check this out. I've been trying to work more on because I have acne prone skin and I'm
Same.
more on the oily side. Because I was wilding out with the Fenty skin line because Rihanna just dropped that. But some of it didn't work for me. So currently I have an AM and a PM. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. AM, I have the CeraVe. It's the salicylic acid cleanser. If you're not into skincare and you want to get just the bare minimum, just get any CeraVe product.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, they will. I put Justice on the other day and he changed his life. So I have a salicylic acid cleanser. Pop out with that. I hit my face with the toner. Hit my face with vitamin C to calm down my redness, tighten and brighten my skin. After that, I hit my moisturizer and my sunscreen because pretty much 99% of the damage comes from the sun's damaging your skin. So that's that. And then at night, I have like night's more about moisture. So I use a PCA Skin Creamy Cleanser. I ordered a few products like yesterday. But really, it's just that cleanser. I have an oil cleanser before it that breaks down like the sunscreen that's on my face. That way I can actually wash my face. And then after that it's just a CosRx. It's a Korean brand. It's snail mucus. It's very interesting. Does
it smell?
It doesn't smell. No, and
okay.
It feels like
when I think of mucus, I do not think of a good smell.
no. It's like like whatever snails leave behind.
Oh yeah.
It's like
that.
that.
I know.
Yeah. And they like collect that through like a net.
They collect it.
Yeah, like they put them on top of a net and then it falls down.
See,
and
the weird thing, whenever I think about mucus, I always think of the Mucinex booger for some
Oh.
reason. That guy's so gross.
That's nasty.
They look like
very nasty.
like
But so
conser-
is
He probably smells bad.
oh yeah.
for sure. But yeah, so I just use that's my nighttime moisturizer and currently that's what I got right now. So
Nice.
appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Wow. Love
Awesome.
that.
And
10
then-
out of 10.
And then the last question from us is, before we wrap up, what are your social media profiles and where can we find merch?
Oh, cool. So my personal Instagram is at YungxHalloween. That's YungxHalloween. From there, I have a band called Rose Gold, and our @ is Rose Gold OK. And then if you're interested in graphic design, you can hit org13. It's ORG_THIRTEEN. So it's not, you have to type the number out.
Right.
You can find that. I also have Twitter. That's just YungxHalloween as well. I have Facebook, but I'm pretty picky with Facebook just because like I am with like my Instagram profile. Like I'm very picky with like who I follow and keep there just because I don't know. I try to keep my social diet because I use social media a lot, like way too much. So I try to keep my social media diet to like the bare minimum or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's understandable. Steven deletes people on their birthday.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
I'm fucking with that.
Yeah, thank you. well, whenever you don't talk to them anymore, it's like your social diet. You know, like it's not that I don't dislike them. It's just that
No.
like you just have to curate your content.
No,
Yeah.
I
You know?
wasn't saying that as a bad thing.
No,
I was just
I know.
letting him know
I
that
like-
that's how Steven
I was just defending
is like,
myself.
see
When
ya.
people were like, "Oh wow, this guy's such a jerk." It's like, nope. Here's why
Oh,
I
I
did
guess
it.
I
So-
could have
looking
came
you
off.
up.
Okay,
Right,
yeah,
right.
you're right. It could have came
Yeah.
off wrong. I'm
No,
just saying that
I-
that's how Steven does the social, social
I
diet.
know
He's
you
like,
personally think it's a great idea.
he's like,
So-
oh,
yeah.
he's like, oh, I haven't talked to them for a while.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need to be on here
Basically,
anymore.
Like, wish you the best. See you later. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
no big deal. You know?
Yeah.
And if people don't follow me, like I don't care. You know,
Yeah,
like,
who cares?
if I'm not part of your social diet, like that's cool. You know,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
people put way too much stock into it.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
It's
I was
true.
like, I got homies that I don't follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, I got homies that I hang out with that I don't follow on Instagram. And it's just like,
It's just a personal preference.
yeah. And
Yeah.
there's people that's just like, I don't really care what you have to say or care what you like about, what you post. And that's okay. I expect the same. I'm like, hey, if you don't like what I'm posting, because I know I post just a bunch of random stuff, unfollow me. Cool. Like,
Yeah,
we're still cool.
It's social media. It's not real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like in the
People
Young Trump
forget that
song,
sometimes.
Fake, he says social media fake. and,
Social
you know,
media
it's-
fake.
Social media
yeah.
fake.
Yeah,
That's such
buddy.
a good album. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Joseph, thank you.
Wait.
What?
Where can we find your merch?
Oh, ooh, merch. Right.
Oh,
All
okay.
Merch. Yeah.
So, we Rose Gold released a collaboration with Stem Cell. This is actually where I
Yes.
work now. It's a science shop here in Tulsa. It's a local shop. It's doing really well. We just dropped a collab with them. It's on their website, stemcelltulsa.com. As far as the merch that we have for Rose Gold, we just took that down the other day.
Okay.
Because it was on the Clean Hands site,
Mhm.
and Clean Hands just dropped their new stuff, and we're working on some stuff with them right now. So stuff will be up there. But right now, if you do need to get Rose Gold merch, just contact me directly via
Sure.
any one of my social sites. And I should have YungxHalloween merch out by the time the album's out.
Cool.
So I'm really hoping to get that all done.
When's that going to be, huh?
It's just a matter of time. It's December 22nd.
Oh, he has a date, December
Nice.
22nd. We love that.
Yeah.
Cool deal. So was the song that we heard earlier, was that a premiere? Is that
That's a premiere.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
We
Okay, right
love
on.
that.
Yeah,
We
it's
do.
exclusive.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You
Let's
did
go.
literally. Yeah.
Literally.
That's amazing.
Least I could do for y'all.
Oh, well,
Oh,
we
well,
appreciate
thanks.
it.
For having me on.
Yeah, that's
dude.
awesome.
Anytime. This has been a great conversation, and thanks
Likewise.
again for being on. I mean, I'm hopefully since you've had this plan since February, hopefully this has lived up to your expectations.
Yeah, it's checked all the boxes.
I already got next year planned out. Let's do it.
All
Okay,
right.
Excellent. Perfect.
We'll be
Yeah,
here.
Absolutely.
Cool. I'll meet y'all here.
Yeah, so you can follow us on all the social media platforms with the handle at The Stevia Show. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcast app you listen to. If you're on YouTube, just simply search for The Stevia Show and subscribe with the notification button. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe icon. And then you
Yup.
can also see Lydia and Joseph get super stoked about the things they have in common.
Yeah,
you can see that
buddy.
on YouTube.
Let's
You
go.
can see my
'Cause-
faces being like, oh my God.
Because I bet it is super adorable and I'm stoked to see it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You know, when you look at the show notes on your phone, it looks like our intro is, or our outro is so long.
But it's really
Look
not.
how long.
I know, but it's really
It's two
not.
swipes.
Y'all
It's
got
just-
it down. I hate doing it for our podcast. It's so stressful because I'm the only one that does like intro or outro,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, okay. And then and I forget things. They're like, hey, we didn't do recommendations. I'm like, oh, sorry, recommendations.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah, yeah. You got to keep it. You got to get yourself a Google Doc, my dude.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's worth it.
I like the way
Yeah.
y'all do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make sure to check out our streams. We stream at least twice a week. Stream schedules are posted on all platforms monthly and our Instagram weekly. Anchor producers are able to join multiplayer streams and in-game chat. I think Stevens this week is doing showcase.
I believe.
Oh, well, this comes out. Just kidding. It already happened.
Oh, no. No, it won't because for this week it's already Tuesday and today's normally my streaming day. So I'll do local music showcase this week.
Yeah, but so it's already happened.
Has it? I don't know.
Because this
Yeah.
this comes out on Sunday.
Monday.
feel like I'm watching
Monday.
Saw.
Yeah, it is kind of like Saw. Yeah,
So it already happened.
it already happened. Okay. Well,
So never
hopefully,
mind.
hopefully you all enjoyed the show.
So it
Okay,
is
guys,
like-
never mind.
So it is like
just
Saw.
just
It is-
ignore
yeah.
what I just said. We stream.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Hell
We
yeah.
stream and Lydia's much better at it. Follow
No,
us.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yes, you are.
We would like to thank our anchor producers for their continued support. Oh, and
Hey.
and Patreon.
Yeah,
we need to add
buddy.
that on here.
We do. I will.
You can support us for as little as 99 cents a month and receive exclusive digital rolls and bonus episodes every month. And we're working on it. We have a due date of November 20th.
Yes,
That's bars.
Boom. Bars.
That was
boom.
that was rap
That
right
was like
there.
what you were doing.
That's what
That
I
was
sound like.
rap.
That's what I sound like.
No,
is.
you sound way better. And I just do it for fast because I already have to read 2 paragraphs,
I know.
basically.
I need to split those up. So
We don't have to split them up. It's just what I do. I think it's just funny at the end
It's
of the
just what
thing.
I
It's like,
do.
That document y'all have, that's like what one song looks like on my phone.
Nice.
And, and that song's like a minute and a half long.
That's great. And then finally, we also have merchandise available. What? We just have to get through it. We have to get through
We just
it.
gotta push, my
we
dude.
gotta push.
We
gotta
got
do
this.
it.
We got this.
So we also have merchandise available through our links in our bio and our show notes. So whenever you visit us online, check out our link tree and click on merch. And we ship nationwide as well. And we stuck to Oklahoma today. We didn't talk.
We
about
stayed
anywhere
about
else.
Tulsa, so
that's,
buddy.
we'll drop it off at your house if you want.
Yeah, just be sure to give us your address, your social, your credit card number, all of that.
Yeah,
the goods.
mother's maiden name.
Just the essentials.
Just the essentials, and it'll be safely secured in our server, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Joseph, thank you again so much for being on. This has been
thank
a
y'all.
very fun conversation.
Yes, thank you.
Be sure to check out YungxHalloween. Be sure to check out Rose Gold. Be sure to check out Organization 13. Check out everything Joseph is doing because he does have a hand in all of the pots, and
Yes,
they
he
are all
does.
good pots to have hands in.
Shout out Tulsa.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out Tulsa. 9-1 great.
He's like Winnie the Pooh.
He is like
Because you know
Winnie
Winnie the Pooh, he doesn't stick to
Yeah.
one honey
Oh, okay.
pot.
I was like, what?
Winnie the Pooh doesn't stick to one
you're
honey
wearing
pot.
yellow.
He
Yeah.
sticks to like 12 honey pots at the same time.
Right.
Okay, I was like, Tulsa, Winnie the Pooh. I was like, where
You're
is
like,
it?
where's it coming from? Well, I was just talking about the different
Oh,
pots.
I got you.
Gotcha. Well,
Anyways.
and he's wearing yellow. Like Winnie
Yeah,
the
you
Pooh.
said that already.
Oh,
And you
I
could-
did-
I
I
heard
need
you.
some red somewhere.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Team Stevia. And for now, this is Steven,
This is Young Halloween.
And this is Lydia.
and we will see you all later.
Bye.
Peace.
See y'all.